been a special season for the Raptors, and it's a bitterly disappointing way to end what has been such a successful season. We get absolutely blown out in Game 6. We're going to break it all down for you and cover the season as a whole tonight's post-game show. Welcome, everybody, to Amateur Clips for tonight's post-game show for a special episode, the final post-game show of the season. Thank you so much for the support on the channel over the course of the season. We're still going to have lots of off-season content for you guys, so make sure you subscribe to Amateur Clips for lots of NBA content, lots of just additional content. You're not going to want to miss out on it in the off-season, so be sure to subscribe. Help us on the road to 1,000 subs. Yeah, so this game did not go as expected. I knew, I thought the Raptors were going to win. I thought it was going to be a close game. And the first half, it looked like it. The Raptors had 61 points at halftime, which is great. 61 points at halftime. That's great. And the Sixers had 62. So it was clear that defense was a problem for the Raptors. But we were also shooting very poorly in the first half. That caught up to us. Because the Sixers in the second half just said, if you're not going to hit a three, you're not going to score. And that's what happened. They went on a 30-9 run to start the second half. They could not miss. We could not score. And as a result, they took over this game and never looked back. The Raptors are the 14th team in NBA history to force a game 6 after being down 3-0. But ultimately still lose the series. But the season's still a win. And we projected to win 33 games, to win 48. And to get 2 games in the playoffs, get playoff experience for your young guys. It's been a successful season for the Raptors. This has just been an awful season, an awful game. We're going to break down the game where it all went wrong. And then we are going to talk about the season as a whole in the future. So Philly up 3-0. All they had to do was have one game where they shot the lights out and they'd win the series. Well, they got it. They got it tonight. They have 5 guys with 12 or more points. They all do it efficiently. Embiid is 12 for 18, 33 points. Harris, 19 points, 7 for 15. Danny Green, 12 points, 4 for 7. Maxey, 25 points, 8 for 16. Harden, 22 points, 7 for 12. And yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Raptors don't really get enough offense out of all the guys. Siakam at 20 at half, finishes at 24. Great game. It's just not enough in the second half, but I think he's proven more. I think he's more than proven. He's capable as the first option. I think that's a big thing that we'll get into a little bit more in just a sec. OG got in foul trouble and just did not have a good game. Barnes on 18. Good experience for him. Gary Trent, 7 for 15 with 19 points. Kind of dried off as well. Boucher was like the game of his life. 25 points off the bench, but real bad one here. And we really needed him tonight. Chua, 1 for 7 with 3 points. Team stats are going to be illuminating here. Despite forcing so many extra possessions, we shoot 40 and 20. They shoot 60 and 40. We had no chance. Rebounds, they out-rebound us, even though we get more offensive rebounds because we just missed so many shots. And they actually turn over the ball more than we did. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't our night here. The Sixers, I talked a lot of shit about the Sixers all week. I was confident going into this game, knowing that the Sixers could easily win this one, which they easily did win this one. But when you have to win 4 games in a row, all the other team needs to do is just have one really good shooting night. They got it, and they're going to go to the second round. Look, the Sixers dominated us in 3 out of 6 of these games. And in the 50-50 game, they got the big shot from Joel Embiid. And for that reason, they're going to move on to the next round and face the Miami Heat. The Raptors let themselves down a bit tonight. With all this momentum at home, they're going to be upset with the way it went down in this particular game, but the season as a whole has been an absolute success. A lot of people had us not making the play-in. I had us making the play-in and winning roughly, I think my prediction was 43 wins. We get 5 more than that, and my prediction was ambitious, to say the least. Siakam has proven he can be the #1 guy. With a roster that's filled out, just needs maybe a little bit more depth. Scotty Barnes wildly exceeds expectations, gets really good playoff experience. Achua goes from a guy who can't hit a layup. I mean, he looked like that today, but Both from a guy who could barely make a layup to one who can rely on to create his own shot at the rim. It's nice to see. He got playoff experience. Gary Trent turned into like a really good defender after being like a non-existent defender. Van Vliet became an all-star for the first time. Like, the future is very bright. The future is very bright. We miss Fred tonight. I've been saying that, you know, this specific series, because Fred's hurt, we've looked better without him. But today was really a night where you really were missing Fred's presence. And for anybody out there who actually thinks the Raptors are better without Fred VanVleet, this is a really good example of why they're not. Because when we needed somebody who could find those pockets to pass into and find those small pockets to get into offensively, and most importantly, to space the floor for a Raptors team who shot 20% from three tonight, we could have used that. We could have used Fred tonight, and it's a shame he wasn't there. Big credit to the Sixers. They deserve this series. I didn't think they would make the adjustments necessary to win this game. I was wrong. They did a great job of freeing up a lot more floor spacing for James Harden and Maxey to get to the rim. They killed us there. Embiid was killing us all night. And a lot of it was down to their shooting. Harris and Danny Green in the corners were great, given the floor spacing, so that Harden would have that space, but the adjustments were made by Doc Rivers, which I wasn't expecting. So hats off to the Sixers there. Raptors have a bright future, guys. You know, I'm a little upset just because of the